I think my children are effing. I hope their little baby together doesn't turn out with 6 fingers. I have a bit of a blended family. I married my beautiful wife, Portia, about 14 years ago after my late wife passed away, leaving me with 3 kids alone. She came with 2 of her own in tow. They were all very young, the youngest 2 being around 2 years old. I thought we found a perfect family for our kids after they lost someone very important to them. As our youngest 2 children were too young to remember, I always raised them with the assumption that they were biological siblings. They didn't need to know the horrible truth that both of their parents had passed away. I should have also told them how disgusting it is to touch your literal sister. They were always extremely close, treating each other like fraternal twins. They acted like they could hear each other's thoughts, they would speak to each other with some weird hidden language. To be honest, they freaked the hell out of me. Every day I would wake up thinking they would start doing backbends and chasing after me and my wife with weapons. As they got older, their attachment to each other got worse and worse. My wife and I tried to put them through therapy, but they would just fight us off and sit quietly the whole session. Then, one day it just stopped. They didn't talk all the time, they made friends outside of each other. And they acted like normal kids. I thought my life was finally simple. That was when I started hearing little squeaking at night. I ignored it every time, hoping it was my kid just jumping around in their bed. But when I tell you it was loud, the whole house could hear it. One night, I had enough and went to tell whoever it was to quiet it down. What I saw scarred me for life. When I opened my son's door, I saw 2 filled latexes on the floor and a third being used as my youngest son plowed into my daughter. I screamed at them instantly and they told me to get out because he had to finish. What do you mean finish? I separated them instantly and nearly threw them to the floor. I made them put on some clothes because I didn't want to see their miniature as hell private parts anymore and told them to meet me in the living room right away. I made them sit down and explain why the hell they were doing this. They told me that they were meant to be together, that only they could understand each other in the world because they shared the womb. I don't know how to tell them that they aren't even related. They proudly told me that my daughter is now pregnant, and they were hoping to make a whole family together. Family? I nearly smacked them across the room. My wife and I sent my son to his grandmother's house while we try to get my daughter a baby garbage because I refused to have her walk around with her soul brother's baby, and for my son, well, I am not so sure of the punishment yet. Honestly, I can't blame him as my daughter is very attractive and had a nice giant. So in a way, it makes me very proud that he could get with someone who is out of his league. With that being said, I think a fair punishment would be sending him to my uncle, who is a registered ex-offender, and seeing how he fares, but I am afraid that he is going to enjoy it because he may think that he and his uncle are also meant to be together. I am not sure what to do. Any advice?